Morning, everyone. My original plan is this is Saturday and I have to go into work at a car dealership for a remote for a little bit for the radio station. My plan was to ride into work, do my job, and then go on a little ride after work and do the 3-hour challenge and channel update. I've had to make a change of plans, as that is expected to be here shortly and be here throughout most of the chance I'd have to ride. Something wicked this way comes. ScratchBabble. All right, welcome to the 3-hour challenge and channel update as I head into the eye of the beast. Not really, I'm gonna make 2 right turns and run the hell away. All right, so 3-hour challenge first. Hey Mason, Mason's ADV put it out, 3 reasons you bought the motorcycle you're riding. And most of us have, pretty damn similar stories. I actually initially only had 2 reasons to buy this bike. The first being long way around, as I've mentioned 10,000 times. And the second being that I could afford it. Of all the bikes, after seeing that movie that I looked at, or found out about, because I didn't know anything about it prior to it, this was by far the cheapest and something I could set my sights on buying someday. I certainly couldn't buy it after I saw Long Way Around. As a matter of fact, it was over 2 years later, almost 3, that I bought the KLR. Riding a motorcycle is something I'd wanted to do my entire life, and I never had a chance to do it. I mean, I never made it a priority to do it, so it never happened, and I kind of gave up on it. And then a buddy relit my desire by sending me Long Way Around. So prior to that, I just had a vague dream of just generically wanting to ride a motorcycle. And when I was a kid, Hondas were motorcycles. This was pre-Harley, the Harley craze and everything else. So in my mind, that's what I was going to ride. So I saw a Long Way. I don't even know if the term adventure motorcycling was being used yet. It was just adventure, going on an adventure, and find a bike that you could do it on, go on-road and off-road. So, wasn't going to buy a BMW. Settled on this as a bike that could do it, and that became my focus. But there were 2 years or more that I ate everything I could find having to do with adventure motorcycling and the KLR. I didn't scratch it or latch it, 2 bags open. Every time you hear scratch it or latch it, Ron C makes $1. Try to use it as much in your vlogs or in your comments, hashtag scratch it or latch it. There's another $1, Ron. So in that huge period of time in between saying, all right, by God, I'm going to make this happen, to actually getting on Jaws and making it happen, I ate everything I could find on the internet having to do with this motorcycle and adventure riding. It was during that time that the 3rd reason to own this bike really hit home. And the 3rd reason that I got this bike, or actually, it's not really a reason. I would say it's in retrospect. Along the way, doing all the research, I've never been like a mechanically minded guy. I mean, in small ways I have, but not in big ways. So this looked like a great gateway bike. It was simple to learn how to do a little wrenching, and I do like farting around with stuff, I do like it. So that became kind of the, loosely, generally speaking, the 3rd reason. But as I'm reading on this bike and I'm finding out about all its quirks, a couple things occurred to me. Number one, and I can't explain it either, guys, and ladies, my apologies, but why doing a repair that allegedly corrects a manufacturer defect, like the doohickey, become such a badge of courage for KLR owners. It was amazing. And I mean, I got sucked up into it too. I mean, when you think about it, one of the first questions, one of the first things, I'm not sure what's going on here unless there's maybe a funeral approaching. Think of any other vehicle, any number of wheels, that part of the attraction is not having to, but getting to do a repair, getting to do the infamous doohickey, getting the bragging rights of my new motorcycle is already defective. I can't wait until I can spend my own money to fix it properly. It was like, I mean, I got sucked into that and all the other little things about the KLR so fast before I even owned one. It's like winning a Stanley Cup, changing your doohickey, and just the whole community going on the forums and the Facebook pages and whatnot, lurking for a while, and then, you know, asking my stupid little questions along the way that everybody has. And even before owning the KLR, I was like, someday I'll get to do the doohickey, and then I'll be a real KLR rider. But as I've been thinking about this a lot for the last week, trying to figure out, you know, is there anything I could do different from what everybody else is doing as far as reasons, but also be really honest, and there really wasn't, other than what I just said. Long way around, cheap. Something popped into my head that's never popped into my head before about the KLR, so I'm going to add it here really quick as a postscript. Then I got a quickie channel update because I got to let you know some things that are going on. All right, so the last part of it is what makes now to me what's really kind of cool about the KLR. Kawasaki made this bike in 19 whatever the hell it was, 87, 88. It's been out for 162 years. It's only been updated like 2.5 times. And it's the only one. Kawasaki came out and said, we have made the perfect motorcycle, and we don't need a bigger version or a smaller version or a faster version or a slower version. This is it. It is so perfect, we had to even manufacture a fake defect known as the doohickey. BMW has like 16 motorcycles for the adventure. Isn't it 16, 23? KTM has 119. Honda's got, you know, several dozen. Kawasaki, it's a Harley-Davidson Riding Academy over there. I'll tell you one thing they're not doing at the Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. They ain't riding on this. All right, so where was I? Kawasaki made the perfect bike right out of the chute and said, here it is. Don't need a 1200 version, don't need a 1000 version, don't need a 1250, don't need an 850. This is it. It's a freaking Kawasaki KLR 650. You're gonna love it. You're gonna shut up and you're gonna ride it. I think that rant's over. Quickly, I want to challenge 7cc Dan to do his 3R challenge. Why did you buy the motorcycle you bought? Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Dan, who has a KLR, has also made another purchase that I know of that I can't talk about, but I can't wait for him to do a video on it, so I figure I'd 3R challenge his ass. Holy crap. I'm heading back to the house. I don't know if I'm going to make it. All right, so lastly, channel update. All right, so here's the deal, guys. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything else. It just is what it is. It's real world. My wife, Brianna, who many of you know, had to quit her job a week ago. So it is because of her health. She's got some challenges coming up. She'll be going to a pain boot camp, is what they call it, at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville next month for 3 weeks. She has to stay there for 3 weeks. And with her quitting her job, and having to quit her job, by the way. I mean, there was no choice on the matter. I bought her a walker the other day. We've got the wheelchair on standby, and she's already on crutches because this not rheumatoid, but her arthritis issue has kicked off this other ancillary pain issue that has to be dealt with first, or she can't even do any kind of physical therapy. And without physical therapy, then everything's going to go. Everything's going to, the muscles are all going to atrophy, the joints are going to break down. Psoriatic arthritis. That's what we believe tripped off this pain issue she's having. I'll put a link to a video that I just became aware of if anybody might be interested in learning more about it. But the reality of that is we're a two-income family. I can't cover us by myself. We have some dear friends that we're actually in need of someone to help them part-time. That's basically a computer job that's going to help out a little bit. And I'm going into business with a friend of mine. I don't want to really talk about what the business is yet. I will tell you that I'm in classes for the licensing that is required. The plan is to keep my radio job, obviously, and then also do this new business in my free time and weekends to supplement our income. Again, I'm not telling you any of this to make you feel sorry for him. It's amazing. I've always been a guy who's been not real sure of myself. I second guess myself, I overthink things, I end up sidestepping obstacles when they get too big, and I start over and never deal with the obstacle. Well, this is the reality. There is no choice. And there's a certain freedom in there is no choice. I got to make things happen. So I'd been approached about my friend a year ago, actually, about this business. It sounded very interesting. He had to put it on the back burner because his current line of work had gotten so busy all of a sudden due to storm damage down here. And he just started ramping it up again the last 2-3 months, which coincided with Brianna's treatment, which it's divine intervention. There was a need, and an answer hopefully was provided. And what that means for the channel is updates and postings, they come in like fourth. No offense to anyone, and if this pisses anybody off and you want to make a shitty comment and unsubscribe, then please feel free to do. I've had to deal with a couple people like that over my last couple of videos, and yeah, it's just stupid. If you're not grown up enough to understand that real life causes things to happen from time to time that people can't control, then I don't need you around anyway. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who becomes a patron, because that little bit helps. I appreciate everyone who watches and subscribes. I appreciate everyone who comments. But look, there's enough shit out there on the internet, and on Facebook, and in social media, and everywhere else, with people acting like dicks, that we really don't need it on a channel that's devoted to adventure and fulfillment, and realizing that you don't have to slow down when you get older, and realizing that when you're younger it's okay to hang around older people, and blah 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 blah, all this positive stuff that we try to do here and that you guys try to do every day. It's just aggravating that you've got such a small dick that you have to make other people's lives, or attempt to make other people's lives unhappier just to make you feel better. All right, I didn't mean to do that rant. I didn't plan on that. So anyway, I'll be uploading when I can. Eventually, I hope to be actually through my classes and executing my second, or my additional career within 4 to 6 weeks, and at that time then I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing and show you exactly what I'm doing. But between now and then, and even after, I'm going to have somewhat limited time to do vlogs. But I'm not giving up the vlogs because I need them. I love them. I love the whole process of them. They relax me. Making a vlog relax me. So they may not be as frequent, but I'm definitely going to be doing them. I still have the goal of growing this channel big enough that it can become my bill payer. That may never happen, and probably won't. I mean, the odds are really against it. But that's still my goal. I'm not changing that. I enjoy it too much. Pillion enjoys it. Brianna enjoys it. The kids like being part of it. I just hit 1,900 subscribers. So that's, I added 1,000 in the last year. I'd hoped to be at 2,500 to 5,000, to be honest with you, by the end of the year. But, yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm not going to quit doing it just because I've only made $400 this year on it. Hey, I added 1,000 subscribers in 12 months. I'm kind of happy with that. So I only need 50 more years to, what do I need? I need 48 more years to get to 50,000. There's a challenge for you.